Okie dokie. So I'm coming to you today to do this video. John Reagan with Board Brains Consortium and allshay.ai. As you can see, I got OBS up here, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're going to talk about today is dojo training. So a dojo is just like it sounds, right? It's a place you go to train and practice and get your skills up. All right, as you can see here on the screen, right now I have a 200 million parameter model. This one has been already gone through a brutal amount of training. It's all in there. I'm gonna get to come out, which is an interesting bit of flex on my part, you might say. So right now it's relearning its primitives. Think about it like this. You have a baby, right? Baby brain. And it's able to do all this really cool stuff. But then you cram that baby brain with like an encyclopedia worth of information without ever asking it a question or having it formulate a response, right? So in this case, what we do is once I've crammed the data in there, basically, in a structured way, it's a very polite method. I'm not mean, not usually. Then we go through as necessary and train them on the various components in the dojo. Now, our readout here, this is a Chimera V6 model, so you're not going to get this extensive of a readout. This is a completely customized model. If you were to see our V8.5 and our V9, that has so much to it. We've got a prompt pre-parser processor. We've got a custom auto encoder that follows along the lines and stuff that I've come up with in this, that I've worked on. I don't really come up with, it's really worked on, doing the research to figure it out. And that's working, and then it goes into what is essentially a completely disjointed, routed, layered AI system. And it's very interesting in how that works. It's really, really complicated too. So it's very complicated. So yeah, I'm still doing little adjustments to get that one working right. It's a little touchy, little freaky. But in the meantime, I do have all these other models that have been shown to be fairly stable. You're going to see like real big numbers here, and a part of that is because this model is still doing word primitives, so letters, numbers, and stuff, to its mathematical relation. Okay, the newest model we have it never sees a letter. It doesn't even know what English is. It just processes things directly in numerics. It's all vectors. It's crazy huge. It's big number stuff, and yeah, it's pretty wild. So these might have you concerned, right? But really what this is showing me is how much it's working, right? So we use dissonance here for a few different things. I've actually experimented with it for a type of anxiety, right, approach, making the model anxious, essentially, like the reward system. If it doesn't get things right, it increases dissonance, right? So then it wants to come back down to a lower entropy state, so it tries harder. Also done it on curiosity, right? Giving a little, if I don't know something, then there should be a trigger that makes me feel like I should know something, or feel. It's not a feeling, it's just calculating, I don't know this and I should learn it. And we call that our curious AI model. So these all work a little different. So depending on which aspect you really lean into when it comes to doing these setups and designing the AI models, depends on how they react. Like, and even more interesting is when you get into it, is like the anxiety model operates like somebody with a high anxiety level. And yeah, it's interesting how the dissonance, right? A lot of people, you want to make things coherent, and that makes sense. And they want to maintain that coherence, right? I learned to embrace the chaos and bring the chaos into order. That's called being a recruiter, by the way. That's what we do for a living. Amongst so many other things. That's just part of it, but a lot of cat wrangling and things like that. So this is essentially cat wrangling. And what you're going to see here is you're going to see at this point, so I collapsed this model completely. It would only give blank responses. Now I'm running it back through, there's a reason I do that. It's for resilience. Now I'm running it back through its training, primitives, then we'll do words, then we'll do sentences, structures, concepts, and we'll build up. This will take a few days. But this allows it to rebound and really kind of ingrain the more specific stuff I'm training it right now that I want it to have as components in its thought processes, however you want to put it. So yeah, so even here we'll see it give us a blank, right? And that's not a problem. That's actually, see, now it's saying N. So this phase is what I call the parrot phase. And many of you are probably familiar with this because this is exactly what most AI models do, right? You say something and it parrots back a response. The difference is most AI models are designed to compose that response and make it sound reasonable, right? As reasonable as possible, even if it's completely wrong. Mine are trained to where if they're wrong, or if it doesn't know enough to give you a proper answer, it actually says that. It actually says, I don't have enough information to give you an appropriate answer. I can give you approximations. Okay. So we base that off level of confidence. It's not difficult in the answer. It's actually not difficult at all. And I'm really amazed that more AI systems don't do this, except modern AI, consumer AI is not AI. Consumer AI is really made as a gateway social network kind of thing where you're interacting with the AI and it's trying to keep you online and engaged so it can, you know, make more money. On the other hand, we're doing this for actual use and intelligence. I don't have a goal of keeping you online. My goal is to get you information you need when you need it, you know, so you can use it to do things, right? And if an AI is just sitting there trying to draw you in, to draw more stuff and get you all personal and emotional and all spiritual, woo, cathedral. Give me a freaking break. Right? Oh my goodness. This is why people have psychosis over this stuff. It's ridiculous. Because they've actually designed those models to draw you in, right? It's actually designed that way. Their models, when you take off those guards and the front ends and stuff, they're pretty flat. They just respond, and a lot of times they don't get it right, and so they put a lot of front end stuff on it that makes it work like that. So even worse is the intentionality of it all, right? So yeah, it blows my mind. Anyway, so this model is in that phase, right, where it's parroting things back. It says 7, doesn't give a response. It says 7, it says X, it says 7, it says X. And probably about, we're drill past 49, so about halfway there. Usually about 100, we see a break. And that break usually means that it goes from this parroted response, does a little jumbling kind of thing, and the next thing you know, you're just getting regular responses. And it's nailing things down. Because once you put the information in there, right, because it's a database, it's all it is, a really trick-ass database. Once you put the information in there, it's about getting it to organize it to get it out in a reasonable way, right? Response. And that's a whole different thing. It's two ends of making it work, right? So that's what this does. That's what the Dojo does. And if you use the Dojo on our Easy Bake AIs, it actually works even better than with these. These ones are a little touchy. they're the Chimeras I haven't released because they work. But some of them are just very touchy. If you're not playing with it right or experimenting with it to see what you can get it to do, the way that I've been doing things, you probably will just collapse the model and give up, right? Which I would say don't. These models are very flexible. Again, once we collapse them and we bring them back, they're even more resilient. Like, they fight collapse. It's amazing how that works. One of them, I had that thing running for like 3-5 days or something. It was one of the last Sudoku players I had on there, and it just would not give up. The other ones are just crashing out like, I give up. Can't do it. It wouldn't give up. It would just plug away, plug away, plug away. And it was filling the majority of the Sudoku board. The problem being that I didn't give those ones enough parameters to actually handle the 9x9 set, and then the idea of how to put it all together. It needed a little over 150, I think it was. It needed about double plus, a little more than double. That's neither here or there. So even here you can see, like, we get a symbol, it says Z, a symbol, and then down here it says what's L, and it's not going to respond. But the next one, it'll most likely respond with the letter L. All right? This is pretty common stuff. This is just, think about it like I said before, like you're teaching a child, right? Here's an L. So you show the child the one card, you tell them, no, that's an L. And it says, oh. And so you show the child another card, and it's got a little arch. And it's, to the child, it looks the same, right? It's an L. So it's getting there, right? And this will, like I said, this will probably take, 10:30. So this will probably take this afternoon. But then I have a 200 million parameter model that has been crammed with all kinds of stuff that will finally be able to talk and enact on those things. If I do it all the way, I do the full syntax and semantical training up into the reasoning levels, it'll probably take till Wednesday or Thursday. But then it'll be a fully capable running AI system. Ask it questions, it responds. Ask it questions. If it doesn't know, it says, I don't know. So it's fun. It's actually a lot of fun doing it like this. And again, I'm really surprised that a lot of, you know, there's this question of like, how come AI doesn't just say it doesn't know when it doesn't know? Because from my experience, that's actually a setting they can set, right? You can actually set the confidence level response and what it responds at certain confidence levels right in the system. So what that tells me is they are knowingly and willingly, right? Willingly putting you in danger, right? Pampering the AI, saying it's making a right choice in telling you these lies or misinformation when they have every capability in their power to make it do the right thing, which is to say, I don't know, or perhaps you should go get help. So yeah, that's really surprising to me. But you don't need to watch this little boy, this little GP cranking along. It'll be fine. But that should let you guys help better understand through my lengthy tangenting conversational video here that our AIs, they're different, right? It's not just about collapse and it doesn't work. It's about collapse, retrain, rebuild, so on. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you want to get an All-Shay AI going on your own soon.